this is really a banana peel match for Vitality. Across the board, yes, Vitality tends to beat Top Blokes, but it is not unheard of them for Top Blokes to take down Vitality, and considering Vitality had a bit more of a struggle yesterday against Endpoint than a lot of people thought, you know, if Top Blokes are having a good day, Flame, Archie, and Cassio can do some damage.
They could. We'll see how this goes as we've got Top Blokes in the blue, Vitality in the orange. The best of 5 to stay in the upper part to qualify this match. On your first life here, Cassio advancing and trying to get the ball to Flame in the corner. Now backing out as Archie wants to move forward, but realizes he's caught. No man's land, backs out. Takes the ball to the other corner, off the ceiling.
Well, this is good.
Oh, to Archie on the outside there. Oh, Alpha reads the miss, takes control, and advances on offense.
Oh, wow, they pulled that out. That was dangerous. Yeah. The 2-on-1 for Vitality, and somehow Archie managed to avoid a demo and support his teammate on the goal line as well. Shot to the back post, saved by Alpha. And Alpha was having a heck of a day yesterday, Wave. We saw him do a lot of great transitioning from defense to offense. Man is a wizard. I'm curious to see if he can have that same success today.
And he was shooting so well. See, yeah, I'm excited to watch him play Rocket League again here as Archie puts this onto the backboard. K-Dub gets it away, and the front line shooter will be demolished. K-Dub get a handle on this one. This one's going towards the goal, though, and Alpha gets up and stops it. Now Cassio towards the backboard. Fairy Peek's there. Sends it to K-Dub in the corner. Archie now through 2. Cassio's got an open net to shoot at, but Fairy Peek's coming from behind, and he'll send it to the corner for him. Archie with the follow-up, gets it underneath the crossbar. That's goal number 1.
Yeah, Vitality get a little push too far forward here. K-Dop, Fairy Peek, and Alpha all thinking that touch on the sidewall was going to go a little bit better. And look at Archie picking the right spot there. Even with everyone making it back into the net, still not able to make the save. So well-placed ball for Archie.
3:16 on the clock. Vitality trailing by 1. And this was a trend yesterday. Vitality really struggling to gain the lead in regulation. They played 3 overtimes in the 4-game series against Endpoint. They did ultimately win, but having to find those wins in overtime. Here's Cassio. Fairy Peek gets it away. Kate up on the wall, takes his time. He and Fairy Peek kind of on top of each other here, but get the ball to midfield, and Archie will take a few touches to fully gain control and push it back to the box. Now outfield passes. Fairy Peek wrapping it around. K-Dop up, but wins the challenge in the midfield. Flame. Lots of space will look after this ball. Alpha through the sky. Wanted to do the air dribble, but ran out of boost.
Oh.
Now Archie through the sky. No one on the backboard. Looks for the double tap. Drops it into the box, and it's going to roll in off of K-Dop, so a 2-0.
Oh, man, K-Dop was trying so hard to get back to this one. You can't blame Archie for not being able to score it. That's quite an angle. I think Cassio might have gotten a piece of K-Dop as well, prevented him from getting a good touch on that ball. I think I saw the pool shot pop up in the top right.
No, yeah, I think he did. I think that's where the forward vector on K-Dop's car came. K-Dop's smart enough not to drive into the ball as he's driving into his goal, but rather got pushed. 2-0 now, Top Blokes taking control of game number 1. Cassio off the backboard. Puts it down on the ground. Now has to adjust to the side. Here's Archie on the goal line. The ball came straight at him. And he'll smack a clear across the field.
Nice.
Cassio going to be caught very far forward. Fairy Peek's going to try and bump him off this ball, but Cassio gets just enough of a bumper onto it to slow things down and give Archie time to get back behind him. Now Archie up. Gets it past Fairy Peek in the midfield. K-Dop losing the challenge for Flame. Back into the box. Alpha's got to make a clear, and it's out to K-Dop. This one going to be wide of the goal on what could have been a breakaway. Oh, the drop. Archie stops one. K-Dop's up for it, but Flame beats him to it. And now the breakaway the other way. Archie's got no boost, but just puts it on target. Alpha's not going to reach it. 3-0, Top Blokes.
I think that was the right move for Vitality to really try and force that there. K-Dop trying to get aggressive and make a big block to keep the offense going. Unfortunately for them, though, he couldn't make contact, and the transition inevitable after that point. Down by 2 with 1:30. That was as good a time as any to try and force something, but unfortunately, Top Blokes too good.
Flame onto the backboard. Following the next kickoff, and Vitality yet to get on the board. Very good look they had right before. Now they finally off all the woodwork. K-Dop should be able to put this in, and he does. All right, Vitality finally break the streak and get one in.
Man, that touch from Fairy Peek, that was That was actually pretty gross to try and defend as a defender. I mean, that's a tough enough read as that ball's going to spike down off that top corner there, and almost able to put that one in between the goalposts, but had two teammates there to follow it up, and Vitality, again, find themselves in basically the same situation, only costing them a couple of seconds.
Well, the minute left to go. If they can score that, then we'd have a ball game. Alpha going to try. Flame pushes it away. And into the final minute, Casio looking to re-extend that lead. Gets it past one, puts it far post, and it's just wide. Alpha will half flip around, flick it over one, and then win a challenge in midfield to set up K-Dop. Casio's put pressure on him into an empty backfield, trying to just push this in before Fairy Peak can get back. Archie now onto the side. Over one, Flame will take it towards the goal. K-Dop clearing it away. 35 seconds left, and it has been a top Blokes style ball game as Archie nearly dunks it on the backboard.
And you know, I think the big keys to success for top Blokes here really very similar to the endpoint match yesterday. The challenge game at least going neutral or mostly in their favor, able to prevent Vitality building a lot of pressure, but just like yesterday, I would definitely expect Vitality to be the ones to really start to win that game as this one goes on. So gonna have to see some strong midfield from Flame and Casio in the next couple of games, which they brought out here. But that's the question. Can you keep it up?
We will see as we proceed to game two here. Top Blokes winning that one 3-1. Goal two was I agree with everything you said about how this match resolved. That goal two, though, is kind of the one moment of, this is interesting, where Vitality kind of blatantly overcommitted and left themselves very exposed, and then Top Blokes was able to structure their follow-up shots to beat the first defender and then force the second one into a rough situation and score on a Vitality over rotation there. So not something we usually see from Vitality. They usually are very smart about their rotations, especially in game one.
Yeah, generally the clear game is a little stronger, or the ability to understand what's about to happen next generally is a bit more sound in its approach to what they're expecting to happen. So a couple of them got away, and Top Blokes absolutely jumped all over it, and that's what you got to do. Vitality is not a team that makes many mistakes, and when they do make one, you have to make them pay, and that is what gives Top Blokes a game one win.
Absolutely. And now we'll see if they can extend that here in game two. You know Vitality's looking to bounce back. Alpha wins a clean challenge, and K-Dop there to try and put pressure on, but no. Soft touch puts it behind both offensive players. They just have to rotate. Here comes Top Blokes, out pass to Archie. Alpha gets in between it. Casio now back in front of the box. Fairy Peak finds a clearing, gives it to K-Dop, who's on the dribble now. Gets bopped off. Is hood by Casio. Archie and Flame advancing in the midfield. Alpha break up the pass. Alpha
what a
now
touch.
with a pinch. Here's Fairy Peak to extend it into the corner. How about it?
Alpha 54. Look at this pinch off the wall. K-Dop even gave him room. He says, all right, you got it. And Fairy Peak, perfect placement. Oh, man. I mean, that doesn't go in without the perfect touch from Alpha with that pinch.
I'm just still impressed that in 2021, we're now blocking Cooks or pinches. The defense had Alpha's pinch blocked. They needed the redirect from Fairy Peak to put it into the corner for their first goal there. Brilliant play. And Vitality's got the lead here in game two. Fairy Peak bumped into the corner. K-Dop will try to take this one onto the wall. Casio's not able to get enough space between himself and the wall to touch that ball. Alpha now. The air dribble, he got a flip reset, won't use it, just sets it up for Fairy Peak. Archie takes to the sky to catch this one on the wall, and now he's going to be up against Alpha. Loses the challenge just to the upper 90. Flame gets it away.
Oh, nice positioning there from Fairy Peak. You realize that when you see that player take that clear across the net like that, you really don't have too many options in terms of where they can put that ball. Fairy Peak just trying to box Top Blokes into that defensive half.
It's Fairy Peak trying to get out of this corner here. K-Dop now will do his best, but Flame wins the challenge. The ball is wide of the goal, but here comes Casio. Off the corner, nice bounce. Alpha getting challenged. Ball goes neutral to the other side. Casio now onto the backboard, Fairy Peak. Nice pop off the wall. We'll send it to midfield. And now he'll follow up his own touch. He's got two players in tow behind him, but struggling to really set this up for either of them. Alpha Trying to do his best as well, but the top Blokes defense standing up strong. Get his way, and now Flame through the sky up against Fairy Peak on the backboard. He'll take it to his corner. Now getting challenged by Archie. Gets it underneath him. Third man, Casio picks it up.
With space.
And through the air with the air dribble. Oh, this one dropping dangerously. He's almost stopped pool shot number 2.
Oh.
Crosses. Oh, I can't believe they actually got the shot and the block out of that one. Hot Rocket League from both these teams right now. It's Flame pressure on Archie trying to find control.
And Alpha, that's a great dribble there to break up that pace that top Blokes were really starting to ramp up there. Vitality hanging on by a thread, and that little catch from Alpha, and they all get reset here for the next push.
Oh! The bump on K-Dop. There was a big old double commit between Alpha and Fairy right before that, and they were very tangled up in their corner right now. Alpha needs to hold on to control of this, and he does. Gets it through the midfield. It gets cleared away, but really what was important there was getting out of their back third, letting his team reset.
And again, though, doesn't last too long. Archie on it almost instantly, and top Blokes. That again, Alpha is making the big touches to clear the space. Oh, wow!
And he got the assist on this one. Fairy Peak and Alpha tag teaming for both the goals here in game number 2. Flame with a little bit of a rough touch that turns into a pass, and Fairy Peak able to close on that zoned defense. 2-0 now, Vitality.
A real tough one to handle for Flame out of that corner. Definitely an awkward one, but a touch that needs to be made. And again, Alpha, big brain on that guy. It says, I don't need the ball. Fairy's got that. Let's just give him room.
Archie off this wall. Here's Casio in, and top Blokes do win that midfield battle so often. They get so many opportunities here on offense. Only 3 shots to show for it, though, so far. Nice pass across. K-Dop getting read by Flame. Casio's up for this. Fairy Peak is just going to sit on the ground and react. This one goes just wide of the goal, and K-Dop gets it over the third man. Casio's got a fallback here, gets demolished. Open net for Alpha. 3-0 Vitality.
And this one pretty much done at this point. Well played transition, and it's kind of the inverse of what happened last game, right? The top Blokes, they're down 2, you know, they're trying to force with about a minute just over it left, and they just don't quite get the contact they need, find themselves overextended, and you can pretty much count this one done and dusted. And I don't give more credit to anyone than Alpha 54. I mean, that guy, big play after big play here in game 2 to keep Vitality out of some tough spots and get the ball into scoreable positions. Well played game 2 from that guy.
I don't know how he just won that challenge. Alpha definitely the MVP of game 2 here, and he'll find a stop on this one as it goes to his backboard. 40 seconds left, down by 3. It does look like Vitality have all but tied up the series. Back in front, Cassie shoot to the far post, and it's wide. Alpha gets it through the second man. And here's Alpha once more. Can he find some more magic? Looks for the reverse flick. Off the ground. Bounce off a few players here, but yeah, no, Alpha looking for a double tap. No, okay, I'm just kind of just watching Alpha now, like seeing if he can do anything crazy before the clock expires.
Oh, I'd believe it. And also, I'm curious to see if this series goes on. I think game 3 probably going to be the even matchup, as now both teams have kind of had their turn to run away with one and not give too many opportunities to the opposition in terms of getting back into the game. So I think we'll settle down in the next 5 minutes. But you're right. I mean, Alpha and Fairy Peak, and K-Dop didn't even have to do anything that game. I mean, yesterday he had to be a put-away guy to get that win over Endpoint. And so when you really just got Alpha and Fairy Peak popping off and they have a good game like that, top Blokes can't bring it back. The next 5 minutes is going to be very important. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, this best of 5s, game 3, always a defining moment. But again, it's been a while since we've seen like a really solid Cookser pinch. Alpha setting up Fairy Peak on that first goal. And then here, Flame with a rough touch, and Alpha going for Casio helps give Fairy Peak room to score that second goal, and Vitality ultimately take that game there. The question does become, is this the, like, you know, mathematically my brain goes, okay, cool, we had a 3-1 one way, we had 3-0 another way, that means this is gonna be a really even game. I feel like there's a chance though the Vitality has really ramped up, and Alpha is going to be as much, if not more, of a nuisance in game 3 than he was in game 2.
Very possible. And that's all where that ball control from Top Blokes comes into play. You have to be able to hang on to the ball, and more importantly, you got to be able to contest Alpha when he gets possession of it as well. Doesn't matter if you hit the ball per se, but
it does, man. They get punished for this. To Top Blokes, they so aggressively push into this corner, and neither player makes any sort of touch. Cassio's in midfield, so the infield pass wide open here, and K-Dop puts home an easy one.
And Cassio as well on 0 boost. That's why he was trying to head back, but that transition happened so quick, he didn't even have time to pick up pads and make the save, because by the time he would have even had a chance to think about that, it's already over his head.
Well, that'll be Vitality, punishing overcommitment from Top Blokes. Now Top Blokes pushing forward again. Archie out that corner. Cassio's got to adjust. That was a rough bounce. Now Flame will chase this one into his own corner. Picks up his boost, though. Beats Alpha on the challenge. Now Cassio moved in to take control. Trying to stay close to this ball. He puts it high above the goal. Fairy Peak will clear it away. A nice touch from Archie. Keeps it in the back third. Now Flame will try to chase this. Get up out to Alpha. Off the wall and away. Long clear. K-Dop will touch it into the corner. Gives Fairy Peak time to set up. Brilliant stuff.
That's really what you need if you're Top Blokes. So you ever get those quick transitions from Vitality, that ball's going to have a lot of pace. Cross the Flame, out into the middle, over Cassio's head. Archie kind of stutter steps it, didn't think it was actually going to come all the way to him. Able to throw it back into the mix, and Top Blokes going to have to reset themselves.
Top Blokes are starting to win more and more challenges. A nice drop down to Cassio, and it goes in despite the challenge. Tie game.
Archie, very smart play here out of the corner. Gets in front of one and just tips it off the ceiling to make sure it can't go towards somebody on the goal line for Vitality, and gives Archie a decent look at it, and he nails that one, like you said, despite the challenge.
3:32 on the clock, and we're getting your even game achieves. Archie, hold on to the ball. He's challenged by Fairy Peak, but now Cassio's up. Oh, nearly able to pass to Archie. What a play. Top Blokes take the lead.
Oh, Cassio, what a pass. I mean, Fairy Peak, that's a great challenge, but look how quick Cassio goes all the way over to that one, and K-Dop sure didn't expect that one to be hit straight across net at that height with that much power, and not even to mention that accurately. Couldn't even react.
And then it doesn't touch the woodwork, doesn't touch the backboard, it's just like parallel with the backboard, crossing the net there. What a touch. Now Alpha has other ideas. Flame will stop one drive. Fairy Peak now giving a chance to K-Dop here to drop it into the post. Oh, the corner passes are hot right now.
Flame makes the first great stop on Alpha, but it's this second touch that is so tough to deal with. Advantage, position, Vitality, they're watching the challenges happen in front of them. Flame's watching it go up, and he wants to make sure he gets the right read so he doesn't miss and give away a free shot, but that extra time means K-Op is already over his head.
Man, 2-2. 3 minutes left to go. This is a ball game. K-Dop out of his corner. And across the field, Fairy Peak, Alpha, and K-Dop all kind of move with it, but K-Dop goes to the midfield hoping to pick up a pass. Flame breaks it up, and Cassio in the corner now. Trying to challenge off of Alpha 54. Off the backboard, Fairy Peak flips. Flame's got a shot open to him, but he can't find a way around the front field defender. And Alpha will get the clear out of the net there. Top Blokes. Shoot and miss. Flame now looking for the flipper. He's on top of one. Cassio won't. No! Oh, he nearly does! It's off the wall! Alpha clears it away. Oh, such an opportunity that they've missed. And now the counterattack. Flame will get the save, but K-Dop puts more pressure on. Flame's got to stop it again. There they go. Alpha to K-Dop. To Fairy Peak possibly here. No, Archie will slow the ball down to the corner. Try to give Top Blokes control.
That's frustrating, though, if you're Top Blokes. I mean, Flame missed his first opportunity on net that he really should have scored, but he got the redemption, you know? He got that perfect setup for his teammate, and it was just off the bar. Oh, and it's out in front. Oh, no! Top Blokes thinking the easy clear is coming, and they miss it and get punished.
Man, they must have not expected Fairy Peak to be that close to the ball. It's the only explanation I have for Archie not attacking that. Maybe Archie was low on boost and just couldn't build up the speed to get to the ball in time, but corner passes.
Exactly. It's the corner pass because Archie, I think, might have been caught a little off guard at how awkwardly that tipped off of that sidewall and back into the middle. So he was trying to get back to it. So maybe less thinking the easy clear happened and just surprised by the bounce of the ball.
I'm just still amazed that we're in Season X, and right now this series is being defined by the, Season 1 strats. Roll the ball, get the ball in the corner, get it across the net, and have somebody in the box waiting for it. It's Fairy Peak out to Alpha right now. Vitality with the lead, but a precarious one at that with how this game has gone. Cassio, nice save to get it away. Archie hanging on the backboard, looking for the reaction. He'll play it right behind Alpha. He's got to awkwardly turn on this, but somehow gets control, turns it into an air dribble, gets it off the ceiling, passes to K-Dub, and K-Dub misses. I guess K-Dub just, not even K-Dub believed Alpha was going to pull that off.
Oh, he might get this one, though.
Oh, okay. Archie gets it away before the deadly double tap. 1 minute remaining. Top Blokes trailing by 1. Looking for match point.
Touch.
On the backboard, Alpha's there, ball by himself. He'll never miss that. 2-goal lead now for Vitality.
Yeah, Flame, that's not the worst touch. The idea there is to throw it into the corner to buy a little time for your teammates to get back. The only problem with it is that it was headed straight towards the opposition, who was right on that line. So the attempt to buy time actually ends up, being the downfall because no one's able to pick it up immediately. They get it right back and keep it a 1-goal game. Flame again able to convert an awkward chance, and Cassio making K-Dub double take there on the back wall.
I'm so impressed that Flame read that bounce. Cassio put that in one of the hardest places to read, like right there on the corner between the floor and the wall.
Is a kick up
which is
or
a great
out?
place because there's no, why would K-Dub defend that? No one's reading that. Oh, I guess Flame is. 1-goal game now. And here comes Flame through the sky again. Whoa, the pass. I like the idea, but the players weren't quite in position for Archie's big brainedness. 30 seconds left. K-Dub's coming in. Tries to shoot far post. Flame covers it up, and now Alpha rotating in the midfield just puts the pressure on at this point. Just taking shots could spell the win for Vitality as long as they can keep this pressure on for 16 more seconds. And here comes Cassio trying to read Alpha. Ambitious read. Not going to happen. Archie in the final 10 seconds gaining control. Oof. And it gets taken off of his hood. It's bounced on the ground. Flame will try to pick this up, but no, he just booms it to K-Dub, who will happily burn all the time off the clock. They've got to keep it in the air. Ferry peeking into this corner, winning another challenge. Flame dismounts the wall, but isn't able to get there in time. Vitality come back 2 games in a row, and they're on match point going to the game 4.
The big downfall in Top Blokes for this one was just not being able to make the perfect touch. Got caught on trying to buy time, and a lot of times with not a lot of boost on defense. That kind of made it real awkward for them to try and make some plays and stick with the ball and get it out of their half. And even if they bought themselves a few extra times, it very rarely felt like they had the ability to continue that momentum forward and just had to concede possession a lot of the time. So Vitality win the map pressure just a little bit, even though, like you said, a lot of great passes out of the corner in this one. And those couple of shots from Top Blokes, I mean, this could have easily been overtime, maybe even a win. They had 2 gold opportunities.
Well, I actually, looking at that moment there again of him putting it off the crossbar, man, come on, just make that shot. That ties the game. For me, I put less of a blame on that moment than on the very opening drive of this game where all players commit into the corner after Archie completely airballs trying to set it up off the backboard, and then all 3 are up in that easy open net. That one to me was a more egregious sin. But Top Blokes still putting up a wonderful game 3. They'll have to rally here in game 4 if they want to play game 5. Right now, Vitality on match point trying to put this away and qualify for tomorrow.
And I think if we're looking for... right across net, too slow. Top Blokes. And transition blocked by Cassio.
Here's Flame. Ball still working his way slowly into Vitality's half. Fairy Peak trying to get control of it on the retreat. Now Alpha. Pass to Fairy Peak. Doesn't have boost. Fairy Peak tries to move up to it. Now Flame and Cassio into an open net. K-Dub's going to try and reach, but can't reach that far corner. 1-0 Top Blokes.
Nice job from Flame, able to break up Alpha's touch, and he's kind of the player who I feel has been the most useful in terms of trying to break up Vitality's transition, or at least trying to stalemate things in the midfield. If he keeps getting more pieces of the ball like that and leaving some angles for Cassio, good things can happen.
K-Dub gives the ball to Alpha in the midfield, but Flame gets it past him, and now up against Fairy Peak. He'll get it past another, and K-Dub has to rotate over in the third man to block a second goal. Top Blokes putting pressure on. Get up to the outside. Alpha to close on it. Archie through Fairy Peak. And now through another Alpha. Going to try and reach this out of the corner. What a touch from Alpha to keep his ball in the blue for just a moment longer. And now everyone from Top Blokes having to race back to their own half. That drive dissolving on one touch.
You're right, though. Alpha with that delaying touch, that's the only reason they didn't get scored on. They were headed straight for that one, and you're right. The delaying touch means fight for possession, and actually, it's basically been Vitality's ball at the midfield for a bit now.
Archie trying to use the ceiling reset. Looks pretty, didn't do much though. Here's K-Dop. Out to Alpha with Fairy Peak in the midfield. Alpha's gonna actually go back to the edge, and Fairy Peak closes on it. He'll get a bump on one player. K-Dop sees too many goalies though, just doesn't trust that he can make it through and chooses to stall, give Fairy Peak more time to get back. And good thing too, here comes Top Blokes, Flame through one. Now Cassio setting up Archie's airborne. He's got two players in front of him though, wins it against Alpha, and then the challenge from Flame, just wide of the goal. Well defended play to push it just wide, but here comes Cassio and Archie. Round two, over the top of one, and he'll tap it off the crossbar. 2-0 Top Blokes.
It's that demo from Flame on K-Dop. He's able to dodge getting bumped by Alpha and throws off the timing from Vitality. They're thinking we're moving forward, ends up popping back over, and Cassio with the command, keeping that ball lofted high above the net, made it so difficult for Fairy Peak to have a chance at it, and he squeezed that one right under the bar.
Top Blokes are rallying. Game 5 looking likely as we're at halftime with Vitality not on the board. Alpha underneath one, trying to change that immediately. Cassio off the wall, nice pinch. K-Dop in the midfield being challenged by Archie. Gets it off neutral. Flame looks for this read and puts it to Archie, who bumps Alpha, so the ball will roll to the corner. And give Top Blokes time to reset, gain some boost, and keep this one on offense. Alpha popping the ball and chasing it down himself, and now the pass to Fairy Peak will fall on it, just barely doesn't have the boost to get down. Alpha in the corner now. Vitality still looking for that first goal in Game 4.
There he goes again, Flame breaking one up at the midfield line, making it as hard as possible on Vitality to find success on getting back on offense.
Fairy Peak to the mid. It's got Kane up in the mid on this flank for him. Now Archie. After Flame demolished, infield pass. Fairy Peak can't find the shot. Too many people right in front of him. Now Flame actually going to fake that. Fake it. And here's Archie through one. Fairy Peak now to the backboard again. Flame over the top of them, and Top Blokes happy just to keep on just basically clearing this and breaking up the drives from Vitality. Minute and 20 left to go. Not quite. I wouldn't necessarily say against Vitality if I have a minute and 20 left that with 2 goals, a 2-goal lead, I'm like, yes, let's burn the clock.
I mean, you could. It's not the worst idea. The only problem with that is you've seen that Vitality really builds pressure nicely if you give them the opportunity to continue to push them, and I think Top Blokes don't want that to happen. K-Dop wanting the cheeky redirect, ends up going right at Archie, and finally Top Blokes able to get by that midfield line for at least a brief moment.
Yeah, Archie, lightning quick reflexes to slam on his brakes and just build the wall there, but that whole drive set up by another Alpha pinch from his corner that cleared the entire field in record pace. That man has been practicing his pinches.
Got another one there.
Yeah, another small one to try and set up the ball for himself. 30 seconds left though. This is definitely clock burning time. Archie off the wall. Cassio and Flame tangled up on top of each other. This could be an opening. Fairy Peak in the midfield. Here's K-Dop, puts it onto the backboard. No one's going to be home because of the double commit. Now Alpha tries, but puts it high, and Flame will get it away. 10 seconds left. That was the moment of opportunity you were looking for from Vitality. Cassio not going to be able to do much with the ball in the midfield, but he doesn't need to. Just burns the clock down, and now we will go to Game 5. Top Blokes force it in Game 4.
Well done, Top Blokes. Able to survive the onslaught at the end of the game for a solid, basically 2 minutes. And that was not easy, considering the pressure that Vitality were able to bring previously with the map control and starving Top Blokes out of boost on defense. So well done. Hard-fought win, but a win nonetheless, and looked pretty good doing it. They really kept Vitality from getting much done at all. I mean, it was really just kind of battering at the gate to see if it would break for a moment, and that midfield early on in this game, the difference maker for Top Blokes.
Well, the non-flashy touches really the name of the game for them here in Game 4, especially once they did have that lead. You talked about how difficult it is to offset, to push off the onslaught from Vitality there for those last 2 minutes, and really it was just the quality of the clears, the ability to constantly, every first touch, that ball is gone, and Vitality goes, well, shoot, and has to rotate back and pick the ball back up again and try once more. And Top Blokes force Game 5.
Ooh.
Flame. Past one. K-Dop rotating around. K-Dop and Fairy Peak. Names hanging in the rafters so many times.
Score it,
This
yep.
field, and they'll come through Fairy Peak after the setup from Alpha. This combo was deadly in Game 2.
You kind of feel that Alpha probably wasn't going to have success, but he shoots that ball in such an awkward place that he pulls 2 defenders out. They end up bumping into each other, so the what's the word I want? Layering is off from Top Blokes. They pull off 2 people, and no one's there to block the easy shot.
Yep, the form of a double commit. That'll give them an opening. Alpha's going to try again here. Cassio gets in the way of one and now looks for the dribble. K-Dop alone in the backfield, now getting hounded by Flame. Cassio needs to find a way to put this on target and gets it into the box. Here's Archie, but can't get it off Vitality. The defenders kind of lopped the ball, but K-Dop will get this one away before a third shot can come through. And Cassio with a miss. Flame now to the outside. Puts it into the corner. First minute going to come and go. Vitality scoring the only goal.
Oh, very nice.
Cassio over 2 and Alpha. Nice touch to just get it away from the goal. Back into the box. K-Dop now to the sky. Archie's going to try and challenge him here. Gets it off of him, but Alpha was falling behind and receives the pass.
What in the world is this? I mean, you get stuffed by Archie here, and you still make the what? What? K-Dop, you madman.
I didn't notice K-Dop scored that. Oh, that's wild.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
That shows you right there. That's why it's important to land with your wheels on the wall, so you can go back and get that.
Wild stuff there as Vitality score the fireworks here and look for a goal number 3 just wide. Top Blokes got their work cut out for them here in Game 5. We haven't seen much of comebacks in this series. It's generally been get the lead and hold on to it, but there's a start. Cassio through 2 defenders.
Archie with a little bit of extra room here, able to think that Fairy Peak kind of gave him the opportunity. I think Fairy Peak might have been taking that ball to the corner for an air dribble, but realized he caught the ball a little heavy, so he ended up trying to play a little bit more defensively, but the pass was too good out of the corner, and Top Blokes back within 1.
K-Dop tries to stop this. Flame will have space at the ball, gets it to Archie in the infield, pass and puts it through 2, but Alpha diving back in. Cassio on the follow-up. Alpha rotates on the backboard to save it again. Keeps the lead at 1. What a stop.
That's why the placement's so important there, and it just didn't have the power to beat Alpha. Shot it too close, and like you said, the quick recovery enough to keep him clear of it, and Archie wants a tough ball. And just again, Alpha there trying to break things up.
Flame trying to hold on to this Fairy Peak. Pops it on his hood, but Flame's able to track with it and dodge the demolition. It's out of boost now, but Cassio going to look for defenders as Archie comes in up against Fairy Peak. Vitality doing a good job winning these challenges. The Archie to the outside. Flame off the wall. Cassio, a soft touch over the top of him, and Alpha will just trap this ball. Look to dribble it out of his own half. Wins the challenge against 1, and Fairy Peak now up. Just puts it on target. Cassio reaches for this double commit in goal, but a great clear, and Flame will have lots of space in the midfield.
Oh, what a trap. Wow.
The wall, and then looks for the pinch back in to drag the defenders to the outside, and then look for a pass back inwards. Nice misdirection here, but
my
that
gosh.
was so close. I assumed Flame would get the save, and he did, but just barely. Now another one. K-Dop barely misses the shot. Alpha off the wall. Flame not going to get it, and Top Blokes starting to scramble here as things are becoming a bit hectic.
Yes, that was a wild 30 seconds or so. Everything from hairline saves to crazy attempts at hanging onto the ball, and Top Blokes, I think, need to catch their breath a little bit here. You don't want to start driving too far out of control, because Vitality with the lead is a very structurally sound team, and you don't want to give them anything more than they already have, but it doesn't matter. How about they just take it?
Oh, watch Fairy Peak catch this, put it behind, like you put like behind himself here? Oh, that's brilliant. Oh my goodness. Archie was directly in line to block it, and he just like, let me just tuck this behind you here for a moment. That was pretty.
And Fairy Peak, I mean, the car, he disguises that shot so well because it looks like it's set up for a flick into the top right corner, but the way he flipped his car, it went all the way to the back post. That's one to go figure out how to do in the lab right there.
Yeah. That's 4,000 hours of free play that I don't have time for. There's Flame through one, Fairy Peak to try and get it out as Top Blokes continuing to pressure here in net, but now trailing by 2 in the final minute. Flame and Archie need to connect on these passes, or this series is going to be over. Cassio tries, Fairy Peak buys. 2 players went on the defense, and Flame can just find a shot, but no! K-Dop grounds himself, gets the stop. Archie, a nice touch to keep this one competitive for just a second, but Cassio's going to have to use all of his boost to get this one through both Fairy Peak and Alpha, and it's not going to happen. K-Dop now with the clear all the way to the backboard, and 33 seconds left. Time starting to run away, run out for Top Blokes on a well-fought series, but Vitality is popping here in Game 5.
Bang.
Looking for the double tap. Archie's got a block. And Fairy Peak puts it into the corner once more. 20 seconds, last attempt. There's a drop to Flame. Gotta beat 2. It's too wide. And they'll get the block on Archie as well. 14 seconds left. The game's all but over.
Oh, and he broke that last chance up. Vitality, man, the defensive structure, so good. Making tough save after tough save, and not to mention some of the shots they were able to score in this series. What a win.
Well played. Vitality in 5. Knock Top Blokes down to the losers. And they will face the winner of Galaxy Racer versus White Demon. Meanwhile, Vitality is through to tomorrow. Congratulations. And a series well earned.
A little wry smile there from K-Dop. I think he was very satisfied with a couple of the shots that his teammates able to pull off in that one. Well done, Vitality. Not easy, you know, not quite as close, I will say, as the endpoint one with the 3 overtimes, but this one had a lot of back and forth, and Top Blokes, I think if they find a way to keep the ball a little closer to their cars, it found like a lot of times just kind of dumping it off in a couple of situations gave Vitality a little too much free room to work with, and overall the consistencies from Vitality again takes them over another team that's not BDS.
Yeah, man, and Top Blokes, they're at the very end, a good setup, but the shot going off the backboard, not even forcing the defenders to go for a save, makes it easily readable for everybody on the pitch there. Ultimately, Vitality going to be able to sneak away with that one just fine, and a great battle. I would love to run that back and do that series again, because these two teams, lots of fun to watch. But that will do it for this one. We've got another match coming up right after this. We'll do the last of the upper bracket. Queso taking on the Giants. Who's going to qualify tomorrow? We'll find out after the break.